So there's certain things in your life right now that are going on that you can't control. They're just completely out of your control. But here's the good news. There's other areas in your life where you have the freedom and the free will to wake up every day and make a choice. And that choice is up to you, and it's this. You can either make good memories or you can make bad memories, okay? So I'm not gonna get into the details right now. I'm gonna try and keep this short, sweet, to the point. But a lot of you know that my wife passed away 4 years ago from the horrible disease called dementia. The thing that made it rough, especially from the beginning, was one of the first things to go was her memory. The word memory is very important to me. Okay, so I've been studying in the last several weeks the life of Moses, right? So I've been spending some time in Exodus, and most of you know the story, but the Israelites were being led by Moses to get out from underneath the slavery of the Egyptians, right? And so we know about the different plagues that came and all that, but then it led up to a huge, crazy experience for them, a divine moment for them, right? And that was their final exit from the enslavement of the Egyptians into the freedom, entering the promised land, the land flowing of milk and honey. And that was what? It was a parting of the Red Sea, right? My brain can't even fathom what that could have looked like. That's crazy to me. But here are the Israelites, make it across victoriously. The waters come back together to take out the Egyptian army. The Israelites are now free. What blows me away is that Exodus 13 verse 3 is Moses is sitting down in front of the congregation. One of the first words out of his mouth, he goes, remember. He said, remember what the Lord has done for you. Remember how he brought you into the promised land, but remember how he brought you out of the hardship and the pain and the suffering and the enslavement and the trials and tribulations. He freed them. But I'm like, dude, I'm picturing myself sitting probably in the front row of that congregation going, you got to tell me to remember? Come on, man. Dude, really? Like I'm going to forget a situation like that? I started thinking about my life, started thinking about my own situations. And foolishly ironically, I started realizing how many times I've been in situations, didn't understand what I was going through at that particular moment, that hardship or that pain. But then the outcome comes and you see how God showed up along the way. Then another situation in life comes that's very similar to that one. And I thought to myself, how crazy is it that I forget to remember? I've forgotten what God has done. I've forgotten his goodness and his grace and how he showed up and did miracles. So I've taken it upon myself. I have a journal that I keep beside my bed, and I titled it the Remembrance Journal. And I simply, every time I think of something or God reminds me, and that's part of my prayers, to help me remember these things, I want to take pen and paper to them, and I want to document it, and I want to write down these particular things because I want something to reflect on. I don't want to fall in the trap of forgetting. You know, growing up in all these churches, I remember looking at these old podiums, and pastor would be speaking, and below on the podium it'd say, "This do in remembrance of me." People would say that during communion, and the word remembrance always stuck in my head. I was like, man, okay, something to that. Well, at Command Outdoors, one of our core values, we have 7 different core values, and a part of our mission is, the whole process of making these memories, making great memories, right? And so we talk about the commando campfire culture, and we all know what happens at a campfire. Most of the time it's people making memories, talking about their memories, right? If I go on a hunting trip and a group of guys are sitting around talking, we don't want to talk about what we killed per se. We talk about the journey and the experience of a previous trip. There's laughter and there's all these things, man, and it creates that camaraderie, that friendship, that brotherhood, and it's just a special memory making moment. So my challenge to you is that you remember to make these memories and document them. Do whatever it takes. But let's just say that you're a grandparent, for instance. Take an extra half an hour this week and spend quality time. Give your presence and go out and be a blessing to your grandkids. And remember those moments, okay? So again, this is not a profound message. This is not deep. It's not full of wisdom. It's simplicity at its finest. But I just wanted to share what was on my heart, encourage somebody, and let you know that you guys are a blessing, and I love you, and continue making those great memories. Be blessed.